Hello guys, welcome to Goodness Living. This is Tobila. I am coming live from Durban North. So here I am home. I'm ready to go to work. As you can see, I'm carrying my bag. I'm going to work. I just decided to come this side just to check how are things here at the swimming pool. So I am really surprised. Now I'm really confused at the same time. So on Sunday I was filling up this pool. So the water level should be at the tide level or just above the tide level. So it looks like it has actually dropped. So it makes me wonder whether there is a leak. So we cannot afford that because it's gonna be expensive to keep on filling water every time. Because I thought at least if we have to fill up this pool, it must be like every second week. But now if it's something that we have to do every week, then it's gonna be costly. So I just came here just to check up on things because we have had some few rains. So I wanted to see if the pool is clean. So this pool, I need to make sure that it is clean. Because if you leave it and it becomes dirty, to bring it back to cleanliness, it becomes a problem and it becomes difficult. So my goal is to always make sure that it's clean, so that we don't have to go back from where it was. And we want to use it now that it's gonna be summer. Today is overcast as well. So even if you wanted to swim, you can't really swim. But I know, like Durban, when it's hot, it's gonna be hot. Especially summer, it gets too hot. It gets too hot. So guys, as I'm ready preparing to go to work, I was thinking about how I thought it was going to be easy. It's not easy at all. There are things that are not easy, but the word of the Lord says I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Anyway, I'm leaving the swimming pool, our beautiful swimming pool. So this is the status of our area this side. The status of our area this side. I still don't know what to do with this purple. I thought I was going to just remove all of these and make it start afresh. Because look at this. But we have eaten a lot of the purples, I must say. Even the monkeys have benefited. Whilst I'm thinking what to do with that, maybe you guys can give me ideas. Oh wow, look at this. This is our nacho tree. It's blooming flowers after a year since we've had this. Wow, I didn't realize this has actually grown. Wow, our nacho tree is grown. It's blooming flowers. Wow, look at that, guys. Wow. This is exciting. Banana this side, fruit tree this side, close by our swimming pool. So we still need to make this place clean and nice with nice flowers and all of that. But for now, this is how it looks. Even these bananas, we transplanted them last year, but look how grown they are, yielding fruits. Thank you, Lord, for fruit bearing. Look at that. Look at this banana. Also, brought this thing last year. We moved them from our kitchen garden and brought them here. But look how grown they are. And this is supposed to be a lemon tree. So when we planted it, it was also small. Look at this. So things are growing. Hello guys, welcome to Goodness Living. This is Tobile. I am coming live from Durban North. Hey, yay guys. I am so excited to be here and talking to you. This is my favorite park. So I'm here, it's in the afternoon. I'm coming back from work. So I decided to say, let me just come and do this video here. Hey, you know what? I wanted to talk about my project or our project, our village project. Some of you would know that we are building at the village, but things have been put on hold. And I know I have not talked about our project and our house. We're still building our house at the village. Guys, do you know that if you know this, you're definitely not Gen Z, you're definitely not Gens Alpha, if you must know this behind me. So basically, I want to talk about our house at the village and what's been happening. There's some slight delays. I've not been talking about it because I was hoping that by this time when the rainy seasons would start, we'll be dried in. But by the looks of things, we are slightly delayed. So it's a number of factors that are delaying us. As you all know, not all know, if like you've been watching the videos, then we are building cash. So because we're building cash, one of the reasons why we were delayed is the fact that we still needed to put money aside, which we are currently doing, putting money aside to make sure that we go to the next steps of our project. So that's basically that. But that is not the only reason why we are delayed, but I think that's the main reason. So another reason is the fact that we needed to decide on the type of roofing material that we want to install in our house. So we were toying between iron sheet roofing or the concrete roofing, the tiles. That's what I mean. That is what we were toying between the two. There are a number of reasons why we're toying between the two. First of all, I personally, I thought that if we install the iron roof sheets, not the normal ones, they are the ones that look like tiles. Marwa in his project, and also Diana Kemi, like the YouTubers in Kenya, they've used those iron tiles in iron sheet tiles in their houses. Marwa used that iron sheet tiles for the Granny and Brian's house. So that's the type of tiles that we were looking for. There are other iron sheets, but it wasn't the ones that we were looking for. So the specific ones that we're looking for are the ones that I'm talking about now. They almost look like, when they're installed perfectly, they almost look like they are tiles from a distance. Meanwhile, they are iron sheets. So those were the ones that we were looking for. So for me, the reason why I was looking for those iron sheets is because I thought that they would be much cheaper than the concrete tiles. Because knowing what I know now, I think I had a perception that building a house at the village would be way cheaper than I thought. Yes, obviously it is still going to be cheaper than building at the cities, but it's not going to be as cheap as I thought, to be honest. So for me, I thought, oh, okay, by getting the iron sheets, then it would be easy and it would be cheap. Because for me, I didn't think that, as much as we like aesthetics, we like nice things, but I didn't think that we needed to make our project as expensive at the village. Because first of all, we still have to renovate our house here at the city. There are some few projects that we need to implement here at the city. So some of them we already started. We actually did some of the projects before we bought our house, because our house was a fixer-upper. I mean, now the house at the city. We did some few projects, and just for us to have the house habitable. And some of the other things we've been doing a bit by bit. For an example, we had to do ground excavations and then put and installed the parking lot for the 2 cars as a start. And we also put the gabions because our ground was sloppy. Because it was sloppy, when it would be raining, then the sand would just come down because our land ground is full of sand, so it will come down when it's raining and flooding. Hello, that's a beautiful dog. Hey, Joe, it's as if like you can hear me. Guys, it's a beautiful day. Yeah, so yeah, there was that, and then like recently another project that we have just implemented was to fix our swimming pool. So and I know that swimming pool, the way we have fixed it, it's not like it's 100% complete. We're still gonna do more fixing in the future. So that's basically what we wanna do. It's not to the stage that the final stage we're still gonna fix. So there are other projects that we wanna implement in our home so that it looks much nicer than what it is now. Because as I said, we just bought it as a fixer-upper and then fixed some few things and then we started living in it. So, and then when we were thinking about whether to fix our house, because we needed the money for our village project, whether to fix our house or go build at the village, we opted to go and build at the village. We were like, okay, because we are able to stay at our house as is, not to the state that we would have preferred. I've got one earring, the other one I couldn't put it in. It looked like my ear hole is clogged up. It was getting so, and then we opted to say, you know what, let's focus on building at the village so that at least we know that we've got a homestead at the village where we can do things, because we wanted to do things urgently, you know, without knowing the future, because our village home, which is something that maybe I'll need to refresh you as to why we actually built that homestead, or why we're building the homestead. And then we're like, okay, let's build the homestead, and then later on then we can come back and do the aesthetics, renovated our current home, the one that we're staying at here at the suburbs, where I am from. So yeah, like where we are normally Monday to Friday, because at the village we go on a weekend when we want to go there. So that was our plan. But now having to go through this realization that, hey, hang on a minute, this homestead project is getting more expensive than we thought, and we have actually paid much more money than we thought. So that's what's causing the delay. So hence that's why now we're going to thinking about which option are we going for, looking at different variables. Is it cost? Is it aesthetics? Is it this and this and that? And also our place is very windy, so thinking about that as well, to say, okay, as much as this one is cheaper, this one is costly, but because it's windy, how are we going to deal with the winds and things like that? So that is what is causing the delay. So guys, it's not easy at all. And I'm actually thinking that, you know what, knowing what I know now, I'm wondering if probably we would have prioritized building at the village, because honestly, now I am at a stage whereby I feel like we need to fix our house or our homestead here at the cities, because truth be told, that's where we are spending, and that's where we are going to be spending the majority of the time. So at the village, it will be our second residence, and then here at the cities is our primary residence. So that's where we're going to be spending the majority of the time, especially because we are still productive, and being productive, we're still going to jobs and things like that. So for us, being here at the city makes sense for the lifestyle that we are currently leading at this point in time. So it's nice to go and visit at the village, or go there during the weekend and spend time, and then come back, and then you come back to the busy lifestyle that the cities provide. So I look at the village homestead as our place of retreat, as our place where we can plant, as a place where we can be sustainable, and then we can have all of these things, go get them and come back and consume them here. So for an example, we go at the village, we go plow, and then plant and things like that. Then over the weekend, we go harvest. Or when we are on leave, we go harvest and then come back and consume here at the city. So, guys, now we've been comparing the roofing material. So we are now at the point whereby we're trying to make a decision whether to go for iron roof tiles or concrete tiles. We're getting quotations now. We like busy like evaluating the quotations, looking at the advantages and disadvantages, looking at what is cheaper and what is expensive and things like that. So now I'm asking a question, even though not to say that we have not decided as yet, but as I've said, there are many variables that are making us wanting to decide, but we need to decide right. So since we haven't decided, it would be nice to have you guys involved in making that decision. What do you think? Should we choose iron roofing, iron sheet tiles, or should we choose the concrete tiles? Can you put in your comment in the comment section down below and indicate your thoughts? So what are your thoughts, guys? That is where we are at. So now I was just realizing that it's not as easy as I thought. Like I salute people that are building and then they are able to build the house and finish. When I was looking at the house that Mara was building, obviously with the subscribers that contributed, bless them. Bless them. Like the mere fact that they were able to finish the house in like some 2-3 weeks, I salute them, because really our house, I can't even recall when we started our house, but the whole project we started last year. It's been a year in that project, that village home project, because for us we have to save up a little bit by bit, and then save up a little bit by bit, and then and continue to build. Because even now we are talking about the roofing. I am not even gonna begin to think about doors, windows, the floors and tiles, like now floor tiles and things like that, the interior, paintings. Okay, I'm even talking about painting. What about cementing? Cementing or plastering. So what about those things? So it's still a journey. Hence that's why for us it was like, okay, since this is still a journey and it's a long journey, let's just do it slowly but surely without rushing. But let's make sure that big critical items are actually finished. So that was our goal, to say big critical items are actually finished, like having the house standing up. Like now we have the walls up. Now we're looking for the next one, which is the roof. Because what took the money a lot, okay, if I look at our project, maybe later on I'll do another video where I'm trying to do a breakdown. I may not put the actual figures like per se, but I'll put the closest figures, like maybe estimates or closest figures in terms of how much it has costed us. So I always wonder if our planning is correct and the way we do things, whether it's correct, or maybe how we're getting our resources, like either the labor or the materials themselves, and also our choices, whether we're doing the right choices or not. For an example, one would have said probably even for us to get the land that we got, that was another expense, because some people will say, hey, they've gotten the land, but they got their land for free. They only paid in donors and the chiefs. Whereas for us, first of all, we wanted double size stand or double size plot, and we didn't get it for free. That in itself, let me just tell you, so like I think that's one cost that I can tell you. That in itself, one stand was over 80,000 rand. Obviously we negotiated, so which means 80,000 rand times 2, it would have been 160 for the plot. That is cheap if you compare it with the land at the cities, but At the same time, it's not cheap when you think about some people get the land for free. So you see what I mean? Other people get it for free. So which means that type of expense, they will eliminate it. So whereas for us, we didn't get it for free. So one would argue to say maybe we should have waited so that we could get land for free, or we should have maybe left that land and look for land somewhere else. Or instead of wanting double stands, maybe we should have just gotten one stand. So, but nevertheless, I still love our place, and I still love the fact that we got double stands. Because how do we know that the neighbor that we would have gotten, who would have been very close to us, whether we would not have an issue? And also we wanted bigger space so that we can do all of these things, and it must be free, basically. We wanted free, it needs to be free, basically. Free space to do a lot of things, and so that it's airy and it looks nice. So that was one part of the expense. So now that we bought land, whereas other people get it for free, that's an expense. And then now getting to the labor, material, or another expense that another person would have said, maybe your choice, as much as you love your land, maybe your choice of land wasn't as good as well, because maybe you should not have gotten a stand or land that is slopey. Because the land had been slopey, we needed to excavate it to make it to make it look nicer the way we wanted. So we, besides that, the land that we got, there were previous owners that actually excavated not the way we would have wanted. So we had to break down the houses that were there, excavated it and made it a bit the way we wanted it, and then excavated again and again. So that in itself was another cost. I can't tell you how much was using a TLB to excavate and things like that. There was another cost, and another person would have said that was another cost that you could have eliminated, because our builder was saying for him, when he looks for land, he makes sure that he does not look for land where he needs to excavate, because for him, he says, he already sees that there is an expense that he needs to eliminate. You see what I mean? Guys, let me show you something quick. Look at this space and beautiful trees. I'm not sure whether you know this type of trees. We've got these lot of trees here in South Africa. They are indigenous trees. They are quite nice, and I'm not sure whether they are everywhere. I see them a lot here in KwaZulu-Natal, but I'm not sure whether they are in other provinces. They're quite so nice. I love them. They've got very tiny leaves, but I like the way they look. So if you have planted, they grow so tall, very tall. So this is what I like. And here, this is a small stream. There is a culvert here. Now that the rains are here, then you can see a little bit of water. This is a seasonal stream. There is not always water. Actually, I'm not even sure that it's a stream or it's just a culvert to pass water that comes from this, from the, how shall I put it, from the road drainage, and then it comes here and then it passes. Obviously, eventually it will go to the river somewhere. I am thinking, basically. So that's what we have here. Then there's an estate right over there, and then another estate here, right over here. So this place, what is nice about this place, the KwaZulu-Natal, is always green. Even if it's winter, it's always green. If it's dry, it will be dry a little bit, but the trees will remain green. So because it's a coastal city, it's humid, it's a bit wet and things like that. Yes, it will be dry in winter, but not that much. So when I compare the city and your inlands, then you'll see so much of the difference, because those trees, even in winter, they were like that, the big trees. The only difference that you see, you only see it like on the grass, and then you see, oh, okay, there's a little bit of struggle there and there because when it's winter, but other than that, it's always green throughout. And then obviously sometimes you won't see water. There will be an indication that it's a dry season, but other than that, the trees are always like this. it's always thick and like this, green like this. And then when obviously in summer, spring, summer, then you get more life. So this is basically where I am. Yeah, talking about our project. And then yeah, our builder was saying that's another thing, when he gets land, that's his evaluation, that's how he does it. He tries by all means that he gets land that is flat, that doesn't need excavation, because he wants to minimize those expenses that come with excavation, so which we paid a lot when we were excavating. And another expense that was a bit higher was the foundation. I did not know that. Hey guys, hey, foundation. And to think that there were a lot of things that we didn't do for our foundation, because I've seen others. See, oh, I love this tree. I've seen others that will be using metal for foundation. We didn't use much metal, and I'm actually thinking if we had to use metal, like I've seen them using metal for big construction projects. And also in Kenya I saw Mara and them using the metals, and they even call them D16, D20, D what, those metals for the foundation and things like that. I am not sure if we actually used that. We didn't use that. We used some wire, I don't know what it's called, but in totality the foundation was just expensive. Like, I'm actually thinking that if we had to follow that route, the road that they were using, it would have been even more expensive. So, but that was the part of what we have done so far that I found expensive as well. Oh, the foundation, woof, woof, woof. Guys. No, it's not easy at all to build. It's interesting though, I don't want to lie. It is very interesting, but it's not easy. It's one of those things that are not easy. Knowing what I know now, I always think, I wonder if it's something that I would have said, let's push and be wanting to do. I wonder. But I'm glad that we did it, because there are reasons why we did it, and those reasons are still valid even now. I am really glad that we did it. But I'm just saying, with this now information that I currently possess, with the experience that we have now gotten from the exercise, I wonder if one would have said, let's continue with the project. Because, oh my goodness, yeah, very expensive. It's just not easy at all. Not easy. Yeah, and we are still a journey to finishing. So it's not even like, no, we are closer to finishing. So we are still a journey. So I think once we are done with bigger things, we have our house dried in, then the other things we'll take them slowly but surely, unless if we get money somewhere, a lot of it somewhere, then we are able to finish a bit quicker. Because as I said, now I am so inclined to wanting to fix our suburb home, which really is something that we thought we were going to park and pause until such time that we were dried in with our village home. Then we can come back and continue like fixing our home. So now I want us to start fixing our home, which I'm gonna be recording like those small videos where we are fixing, like I recorded the video when we were fixing the swimming pool. So fixing other things in our home, like our current home here, the cities, I'm gonna record those small projects, those projects. They're actually not small projects. Even these projects, they can actually take money, So that's basically what I'm gonna be recording. Okay, so yes guys, wetland, you see here, this is a beautiful space with diversity. Like you can see, it's a wetland. Look at the vegetation, it's beautiful vegetation. Look at the bird's nest. Yes, it's a rich environment. Legislation here in South Africa is so strong when it comes to these things. Environmental law, environmental legislation. So wetlands, you see, like you just listen to that sound of, I don't even know what, those crickets, some birds. It's like you hear those sounds. It's like it's an indication that the environment is very rich. So it's very rich of diversity. I'm sure there are even snakes. That thicket, that I'm sure there are snakes. And then those birds, these birds look like are those birds that take up dead. I don't know what they are called. They look like common birds. They're not like really special birds. This is where we are at. I'm sure if you were wondering as to what's happening, I'm just giving you an update because I appreciate that you've been watching my videos and appreciating with me and happy for me and things like that. When I was happy and like, oh, we got land, you know, like all of those steps, because it was a journey, like a journey looking for land up until started building. It was a journey. So I am just giving you an update so that you are not wondering what's happening. Yeah, but anyway, life happens. So just wanted to give you this short update of what's happening with our land. But we are going to commence soon. We just need to close on some few issues. But then again, I asked you a question. What would you recommend? What are your thoughts? I will tell you eventually what we ended up taking. But I will also listen to your comments, because I do take your comments. I listen to your comments, and I do implement some of them, provided I'm able to implement them. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm closing this video. Thank you for always coming back to watch our videos. If you have not subscribed, consider subscribing. Hit that like button, and also hit the notification bell so that if I post a new video, you are notified. Thank you and cheers for now. Bye.